I'm just acting Chicallywood.
How do you deal with disrespect in this industry in the sense of, let me give you a scenario. Let's say I'm working with you and I say something that I could say it better, but because I'm in a power struggle or whatever, I say it disrespectfully. How do you come and deal with that situation? Because this is one of the things that a lot of people are going to face because, they're trying to figure out, and it's like, man, this person is talking to me kind of harsh. How do you deal with adversity in this business?
Yeah, if it's, you pull them to the side.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a man. At the end of the day, we men, if it's a man, right? And you have that conversation. Hey, bro, cool. This ain't, chill out.
Yeah.
It ain't that serious.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm not, let's say I wasn't bringing it,
Yeah.
and he's just lashing off into you.
Yeah.
Crossing all kind of lines. Never get to the point where it's gonna be some hands thrown unless he's throwing them first, right?
Right.
So you're gonna always be professional.
Yeah.
Be professional.
Yeah.
I always tell these cats, take the high road, move forward.
Yeah.
If the situation ain't for you, bounce,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What do you think Chicago is missing as far as to be recognized as people know we have talent here, but I feel like sometimes what happens is other places pluck our talent. They pluck it and take it elsewhere. Like I said, I grew up with that same notion, feeling like, okay, I'm gonna do everything I need to do in Chicago and then go off to LA.
Yeah.
Go off to New York or whatever. Yeah. But what do you think Chicago is missing or needs?
Well, just that trust factor, Yeah, we trusted in one another. I think, sometimes you're not appreciated in your own backyard, so you have to go. But you build your backyard first. You want to be strong first. You want to be strong at home, right? Before you branch out, right? Sometimes it don't work like that. So, you just have to, pretty much, get in where you fit in. Work and build those relationships with the units that you're with, you're partnering with, right? Or the production that you're partnering with, There's a lot of talent here, man.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a lot of talent here. A lot of talented filmmakers, a lot of talented producers, directors, the whole nine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody say, well, we're not working together, because Detroit, somehow, Detroit just get it. I don't know if it's one person pulling together everyone else, or are they, I just don't know what it is they're doing.
Yeah.
Makes it so successful. Maybe it's the Motown thing. Maybe it's the Berry Gordy thing they got going. You know what I mean? Bringing it, because Berry Gordy, he came from the car dealership or general working for Ford or whatever.
Yeah.
And he just put together that machine, right?
Yeah.
So that machine, he had everybody. He had Holland Dozier Holland, right? He had all the writing teams. He had Smokey on staff. He had all these cats. He had the Funk Brothers, right?
Yeah.
I'm aging myself like that,
Hey.
but he had the sauce.
Yeah.
Right? So somebody up there in Detroit in the film space got the secret sauce. And we need to get here. We need to find out what that is, because there's I don't know who would lead that charge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got a little bit of an idea what's in that sauce that you speak of. I think we can.
All right.
I think like I said,
fry pan, baby.
And that's the reason, like I said, for this platform, Chicallywood, acting Chicallywood, because, like I said, it's a hybrid, And if you think about it, everything that we do, our talents are hybrids of success, things we've been through, and we just interpret it. We take it to a way where we can basically inspire, So that's why I'm looking at this perspective of like, okay, we need to basically kind of show more light on Chicago. Because even when I was YouTubing, just interviews in Chicago, I was finding stuff from like 1996. Wow. And I was like, ain't no way. Or I was finding something that was kind of negative about Chicago. Or it was like somebody that kind of like used to live in Chicago, but moved to Schaumburg and they only lived out there for like 6 months. And then they just live in Connecticut somewhere. And then now they're in the movie. So I was like, yo, we need to really kind of hone in on getting more eyes and more looks. So let me segue into another question. far as what is a role that you've done that you're like, a big role that you're like, man, this is actually, I'm seeing a little bit of the fruits of my labor. Like, is it a role that you was like, man, or I end up getting booked for something that was like, wow, this is actually happening.
Wow.
Well, can I say this? I'm going to say this from what I saw. And maybe you can give me your experience or interpretation of this moment. I saw you with Forest Whitaker.
Oh, yeah.
You so humble. You like, oh, yeah. That's just Forest.
I mean, that was so surreal, man. That was crazy. The way it came about was just crazy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it was like you audition, you do your self-tape, right? You submit your self-tape, you get a call back, you get put on check a veil, right? It was like, when I did that audition, man, I got on check a veil, and then I got released 2 weeks later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe 3 weeks later, they called me back. They said, hey, are you available? My agent called me back.
Okay.
Said, hey, are you available? You know, and I say, yeah. You know, I wasn't doing nothing. Yeah, of course I'm available. Yeah. All right, they're looking at you again. So I said, okay. So maybe 4 or 5 days later, I get the call. You booked the role, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow. I'm like, wow, I'm gonna be in a scene with Forest Whitaker. I'm gonna be in a scene with Bumpy Johnson. You know, it's like that, right?
Wow.
So yeah, that was probably one of those moments, man, where, you know, you just everything else stopped. Mm-hmm. You know, even though, you know, it's that one scene, but that one scene with him, I mean, the dude is amazing, bro. The ultimate. He just stayed in character the whole time, all the way up until we took that picture. Got opportunity in Angel Knight. Shout out Angel Knight. Thank you, girl. She happened to be on set that day when she wasn't supposed to. She was doing background, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, they always tell you, hey, and I learned this from Chicago PD. They say, hey, you don't take a camera, you don't take pictures, you don't do all that stuff, right, when you're on set.
Yeah.
So, I had my phone with me, you know, but I left it in the holding area where we were waiting there. So I went out there. When I got through with the last shoot, the last shoot with Forrest, man. Excuse me, Mr. Whitaker. You know, I walked away, and he's probably about maybe 5 feet, 10 feet behind me, and I told Angel was walking to me. I said, Angel, I forgot my phone. He said, don't wait, I got mine. Go back and get him. Go back and ask him if you can take a picture. So I went back and asked him, and I went to him, and I said, sir, was mad, like, snap a picture with you. He said, oh, yeah, no problem. He said, man, by the way, good job, you know. That blessed my heart, man. He said, good job, man. Good luck. He looked at me, and I'm like, oh, man, God bless you, brother. Thank you, man. And I'm like, mind totally blown, bro.
Yeah.
Blown, right? So, you know, you talking, you know, the whole scene, man, it was just, you know, and it's Forest Whitaker and, you know, David Walker, cat with this man. Man, come on, man. You know, nobody makes that happen but God, man. That was just God given, bro.
It was.
Because shortly after that, things just fall into place. That's why, you know, I tell these cats, man, don't be in a hurry for, you know, don't be asking for money all the time when you're doing this, right? Mm-hmm. It's not always about the money. It's about the opportunity, right? Mm-hmm. The money is going to come. I'm 14 years in, right? Mm-hmm. And that happened in my 14th year, right? And then, you know, a couple years later, Cassandra Bell, shout out Cassandra Bell. Mm-hmm. You know, she needed some actors for production, The Rhythm and the Blues. Leon
from
Five Heartbeats.
Okay.
Ain't nobody here to see you, Otis. You know, yeah, right. I mean, it was, you know, that shot. We shot that the weekend the episode dropped with Forrest, right? So I mean, it's just, you know, you just enjoy the journey. Just build a craft, work stage plays, work film. You know, do, you know, just, you know. And people say, I don't do a lot of network. I don't go to a lot of networking events, right? Maybe some film festivals here and there, but I don't do a lot of networking stuff. You know, maybe, you know, my wife told me I should, you know, but
okay.
Networking to me was working on a stage, right? Stage stuff, because you never know. Mm-hmm. You got casting directors, you have producers, you got playwrights, you got screenwriters sitting in the audience.
Yeah.
These plays, right? And most of my opportunities, a majority of my opportunities came from doing stage and them being in the audience and connecting with me from there, right? So, you know, it's I've done a lot of stuff free, you know, no, because I'm building too. I'm building my brand, right?
Right.
So, you know, then the paid gigs just got coming, just, you know, boom, 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 boom. It's gonna happen. So when I see cats say, "Hey, you just paid the bit, just paid and all that," you know, it's definitely not union. So you don't know what to expect. You know, it's if they offer you pay, if they offer you gas, whatever, you're building the IMDb credit, you're getting some bananas and some granola bars on set, whatever it is. You know, just enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
You know, enjoy the ride. You know.
Yeah.
Focus on building your craft, right?
Yeah.
And look, I'm not knocking nobody. Right? I ain't knocking none of y'all's journey. What y'all do what you're doing and do it well. Be professional. I'm not saying everybody's path is different from mine, right?
These are facts.
Everybody's paths are different. So I'm not knocking nobody's grind, period. I'm just simply saying what David A. Walker been able to do. You know, my path. So.
Gotcha, man. And
I don't know if I answered that question. That was a long one.
No, look, at the end of the day, it's inspirational. So, you know, it's because I can see the levels, you know, going from here to here to here. And then now we're talking about hanging out with, well, not hanging out, but working with Forest Whitaker and things like that. So because some people feel like, well, you know, I've been doing this for X amount of years and it hasn't happened for me. I tell people sometimes it's like this. Sometimes you have to look, if you ever want to know how life can go or should go, just look at nature. For the most part, every flower has its own season. You know what I'm saying? The Christmas tree is not getting upset at the dandelions or the sunflowers because the Christmas trees or whatever, they just like, hey, we existing, you know, our season is coming. The issue is when the Christmas tree is like trying to exist in the summertime. It's like you have your moments. Things are gonna happen. And then sometimes people that leads to resentment because it's like, how did that person get this and get that? You know what I'm saying? But they don't know your journey. They don't know your story, that what you've expressed here. You said 14 years in and it happened in the 14th, in the last year of it. So I believe that's a beautiful journey. You know what I'm saying? So I want to segue into, and I didn't know this, that it's more things out here other than SAG. It's more opportunities outside of that, and I believe it's FICOR.
FICOR, yeah.
So what is FICOR for those that don't know?
So, for example,
I'm just acting Chicallywood.